Hey, my name's Justin, and this is The Art of Repair. And today we're going to create your next favorite tool, the tension tool. The tension tool, what is this? Why have I not heard of this? Well, you have heard of it. Everybody has one. It's your fingernail. And no, I'm not telling you how to make a fingernail today. I'm going to teach you how to create something that works just as good, maybe even better, that you're going to absolutely love, and it's super cheap to make. So check it out. We're going to need a couple things today. X-Acto blade handle. You got to have something to hold your new tool in, right? So there you go. The next thing you're going to need, a whetstone. These are super cheap. You can get them at the dollar store for $1, so it's not that big a deal. Everybody needs one of these in their shop. And if you haven't made yourself a modified iSesmo yet, you need to go grab one and watch my first video. In fact, watch the first and second one, and you're going to love it. It's going to change the game. So, next thing, pair of scissors. Pretty simple stuff today, right? And the last thing we're going to need, and this one is the only one that I think that maybe people may not know about, a feeler gauge. What is a feeler gauge, real quick? A feeler gauge is exactly what it says it is. It's a gauge for feeling the gauge of a width. It's that simple. You got a bunch of pieces of metal. They're all different sizes. They start anywhere from, what is this, like 50 microns? Ooh, that's pretty small. And they go all the way up there. Okay, so with that being said, you've got all these little different thicknesses of metal, and I've gone through and done all the hard work here and figured out which one exactly we should use. We're going to go here. We're going to find this one right here. 100 microns. I don't know if you can see that or not. Oh, it's so bright. There we go. 100 microns. Well, 102, but who's counting really? Why are we picking this one? We're picking this one because it is the most resilient, but it is also the thinnest. Anything under this, you're going to start damaging the tool and it won't really, create the tension needed, okay? We're literally picking the one that is perfect for the job. Believe me. I've tested dang near every last one of these, and this is the best one, okay? So that's all you need right there. We've got all these things here. We're going to go ahead and switch over to the other camera, and we're going to make this thing. It's super, super simple. Like, I almost feel like I have to find some way to drag this video out because we're 2 minutes in, and, we're going to be done here pretty soon. So we're going to disassemble this little bad boy real quick. All right, so once you have freed the one that you need, you're going to notice a couple things. And maybe we can see better right here. There we go. You're going to notice that it's got curves on the end, okay? And that there's a lot of material here, and that's not really going to fit in this handle. Like, yeah, there we go. Not really. Believe it or not, this actually creates 4 tools. So if you've got a couple employees, everybody can have one, and you're good to go. First step now. We're going to go ahead and cut the ends off of this thing, okay? Let's see what we can do right here. And this stuff is so thin that it's just a little bit tougher than paper, so it's not that big a deal. We're going to cut off the other end here. And we're making it square for a reason, so follow along with me here. All right, so we got another piece of metal now with the ends cut off. We're going to cut this, like I said, into 4, so let us go down the middle first. Let's see right there. All right. So now we got 2 pieces of metal. Now we're going to test it real quick. We're going to make sure this thing fits before we start doing the rest of this. Almost. We may need to cut another little sliver off here. All we want to be able to do is fit it inside the X-Acto blade handle, right? All right, so we've slivered it down a little bit, and look at that. Fits in there perfect now. But you're thinking, man, Justin, that looks absolutely huge. What are you trying to do? Cut somebody's yard? Okay, all right, I get it. So we're going to cut it one more time. Right down the middle. go. And once again, we've got a couple pieces here. All right, we got enough for 4, but we're really only going to need 1. So I'm going to put all the rest of them to the side here for a second. We've got all this now, and you're thinking, okay, cool, are we done yet? Got to finish up with a little polishing here. Okay, so we see there that we've got those little jagged edges. So what we're going to do is we're just going to come here and we're going to smooth it out each corner. All right, one side done. Let's flip it over to the other side. And you can see how easy this is. Like, you know, if I wasn't explaining this, I could probably have it done here in about 2 minutes. It's not even that big a deal. It's not like you're going to spend all day on this project or anything. All right, so now we've got 2 decent ends, and we're going to finish it off here. Kind of smooth it out. In the middle. All right. Look at that little burr right there. All right. What do we see here? We see a perfectly... Oh, if it would focus. Come on. Ah, close enough. Y'all get it. So we got a perfectly little smooth, super thin piece of metal here. And we're going to take our X-Acto blade handle. We're going to drop it down in there. All right. Well, look at that. We've got a brand new tool today, okay? It's super thin. It's super strong. And what I'm going to show you next, you're going to absolutely love. You are never, ever, ever going to mess up an iPhone 7 home button again, okay? It's the truth, all right? Check this out. All right, so we're going to go ahead and hit under here. We're going to heat it up a little bit, 100 degrees centigrade. Nothing here will be damaged by 100 degrees centigrade. Check this out. Slides under. The tool bends, not the flex. And it's done. It was that easy. You don't have to sweat anymore, okay? You can use this for all kinds of stuff. I mean, just talking about the iPhone 7 or 8 or whatever in general, I mean, you can use this for the earpiece flex, you know, where it comes up and you damage those, and every single week you got another one on your order. It also works really good, like I said, on FPCs. Same thing, iPhone 7, if you're just taking it apart, instead of having to fiddle with that front cam flex, boom, pops the FPC right up because it's so thin, it's so strong, and you can bend it and twist it. Like little bendy twisty action, you get that tension that you normally would from your fingernail, except you're not going to bust your fingernails up and have janky, scratchy fingernails. Okay, you don't have to worry about that anymore. So with that being said, this one's a super easy little thing to build. And if you're thinking, hey, Justin, I've seen that before, you're totally ripping that off. Yes, no, let me go ahead and explain how this kind of, you know, came into existence here. I think it was right when the iPhone 7 came out and everybody was breaking stuff left and right. I'm sitting here thinking, man, there's got to be a better way to do this so this issue doesn't happen, okay? And at this point in the whole situation, there really wasn't an answer yet. We didn't even know about the U10. We didn't know what was going on. I just knew that they worked before and they weren't working after. So something in the middle had to have happened that was damaging these things. So I was like, okay. And one day I'm sitting there working and I've got something called a Bga knife. And that's exactly what this is. It's kind of like, you know, you made your own Bga knife. Now, what is that? It's literally the exact same thing as this. And it's used to lift up Bga chips. I mean, it doesn't really get much more self-explanatory than that. But the thing was, it's not really marketed for anybody except for microsolders. So if you've got one on your desk right now and you use it for something else, you have another use for it now, okay? But I immediately knew that, hey, we can use this for something else, and I really think that people are going to use it more as a tension tool than a BGA releasing knife. So do with it what you will. I'm going to put the links down in the description so that you can make your own. And, you know, I've been trying to source just one single little BGA knife from China recently, and they always want to sell the whole set. So as soon as I can get that one single one, I'll get a ton of those, throw them down there too. You don't even have to make it or anything. But, yeah, I really hope you learned something today. If you haven't already, go ahead and jump on down there, hit subscribe. Turn your notifications on. That way, as soon as I make a video, that you're going to know about it as soon as I put it up, and you can come on here and be first to know about stuff. So don't forget, guys, if you're interested in any of the tools I use, check out the description below. I even have my own custom tools that I sell down there as well that literally do not exist anywhere else on the planet except from The Art of Repair. I also have a Patreon where you can help support the channel so I can create even better high quality content.